Yeah, Agustín, ¿era what you said? How is it? Mm, this is a lot of practice. I'd rather not. Yeah, Agustín, ¿era what you said? Let me, I'm just going to get started here on my Zoom. Can I call you right back? You're going to be there till 3? Just go ahead and send it in. Send it in. I'll take a look at it. What's going on, Judge? How you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Dankos. Hopefully you
Ready
won't be, hopefully you won't be last this time.
ready for the turkey, though.
Yeah, I've got a few more dockets before I get there.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm ready whenever you are, sir. If mine's first or second or whatever it is, just let me know. I'm here.
okay. Is the jail ready for announcements for people we don't have to bring out? Defense bar, I'm gonna ask for agreed announcements. We can take those cases off the docket.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll be ready. Corporal Reyes at the jail.
Okay. Any defense attorneys that have an agreed announcement with the district attorney's office that we can take off the docket? Agreed resets, agreed dismissals, anything?
I don't think your docket's very long, but
It's not too bad. Well, we got maybe 30 cases or so, 35, 40. No, maybe not that. No, yeah, about 30.
If I may, Your Honor, Corporal Reyes again at the jail.
Yes.
I've got two inmates that are held on federal custody. Irvin Diaz out of the 49th, as well as Francisco Javier Salinas, 49. And I was just inquiring with the DAs to see if the writs have been filed.
Diaz, and what was the other one?
Irvin Allen Diaz and Francisco Javier Salinas,
Oh, yeah, I see them.
as well as Jose Angel Rosas. Jose Angel Rosas, he's in the 406 District Court.
I don't know that the DA's in just yet. And what was the other one with Rosas, the 406?
The reason I ask is because I usually get notification of writs that have been that they've been executed, but I didn't get any this time.
Yes, Your Honor, Krista Gadel for state.
Hey, Crystal, did you hear that request? They have-
Yes, Your Honor. I have one case, the 49th, Salinas. He's on page 5.
Yes, I've got them. Was the writ executed?
No, it wasn't, Your Honor. So if I could get a reset date so I can do that and file my motion as well.
Okay, so Lisa, a reset on this case for it's the initial consultation hearing,
December 20th at 1:30, Judge.
1:30.
That was Irvin Diaz.
That's for Salinas.
Salinas, yes, Your Honor, thank you.
We're talking about Francisco Javier Salinas, correct?
Yes. So don't bring him out. They need time.
Thank you.
Crystal, what about Crystal? Do you have a Diaz as well? Irvin Allen Diaz?
No, Your Honor, that's, I believe, in the 406, correct?
No,
No,
that's
this is the 49th.
Jose Angel Rosas is the 406.
Yes, Your Honor. If I can have a minute, I'll look into that and yeah.
Nosotros tenemos que ver una cosa. La defensa de la gente es esencialmente en desarrollar nuestro capital humano, en ayudarnos a crecer, en pagarles correctamente, tratarlos correctamente, y con eso realmente se sienten, los clientes sienten esa vibra positiva de nuestra gente al estar contentos laborando con nosotros. Carlos, creo que no hay mejor forma de plantear.
On Diaz, oh no, I'm sorry, Your Honor. On Diaz, Your Honor, there was no writ. There was one filed, but it was for the incorrect defendant. That's 88 Paul Thompson's case. So at this time, I'll request a recess so a writ can be done on this.
We're gonna give it the same date, that December 20th at 1:30. So don't bring out Diaz, and so let's move on to the 406 defendant, Jose Ángel Rosas III. Who's the prosecutor for the 406?
That is Ms. Ana Karen Garza, but I'm not sure if she's the prosecutor in this case. If you want, Your Honor, you can give me the cost number and I can look into that right now.
Eduardo Ramirez, Your Honor.
What was that?
Eduardo Ramirez, the prosecutor.
Oh, the cause number is 2021 CRH 001287 D4. Are you on, Marco?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That day says.
Yes, Your Honor, on that case as well, no writ was done on that case.
All right, this is set for arraignment, Marco, so we're gonna have to reset this. When are you resetting for the 406?
Yes, Your Honor, for an arraignment date, Your Honor, I believe they're gonna need 5 days. January 12th at 1:30.
Say again?
January 12th at 1:30.
And all of these three, I know Salinas is in Webb County federal custody. Are the other two also in Webb County?
Yeah, all three, yes.
Okay. That way we know. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay, that takes care of, Joe, you got all those three. Don't bring those three out. Any other agreed announcements on resets or anything else? From the defense bar? Anything?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a case, Antonio de la Torre.
I know, give me the which court?
It's in the,
It's in the 49th. We have 3 cases.
yes, it's 3 cases of 49. I believe one, Lisa, is set for arraignment.
Wait, hold on. What's the name?
Page 3, Your Honor.
Okay. What are we doing with these?
Two are already on the process, and one is, I believe it was recently indicted, and I have here, it's set for arraignment. I don't know if that's correct or not.
Well, my docket says that they're all set for motion setting. I know, Mr. Sosa, but do you have is there an agreed reset on this or?
Yes, there's nothing to pre-try, Your Honor.
Okay.
Who is the prosecutor assigned to this case, if I may ask?
Joaquin Rodriguez.
Joaquin Rodriguez. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I guess the next setting is the final pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
the court could give us a final pretrial.
Lisa, what do we have for Mr. Sosa?
December 20th at 1:30.
Okay. So don't bring out Mr. De La Torre then.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused? I need to run over to another court.
Sure. Good to see you, Mr. Sosa.
Likewise, Your Honor.
All right. Any other announcements? All right, well, let's start with, who do you have there at the jail so we can start calling the regular docket?
Yes, Alonso. Your Honor, from the 341st, Alejandro Alonso, 341st.
The court calls 2020 CRO 709D3, the state of Texas versus Alejandro Alonso. Notice a plea. I've got the plea package. Mr. Alonso, do you speak English?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Who's your attorney?
Edward Dancott.
Mr. Dancott?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
We're present and ready to go, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Alonso, you're, and someone's here for the state? Anyone?
Austin and Judge.
Okay, thank you. We have, Mr. Alonso, you're, according to what I have in front of me, and what your attorney's telling me is that you're going to do a plea today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Is your true and correct name Alonso, Alejandro Alonso?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're here with your attorney, Mr. Dancott, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had time to ask him about your case, and did he explain to you what's going to happen here today?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you been satisfied with the services he's provided?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dancott is your client. Do you believe your client to be competent to go forward?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Alonso, I have a plea package which you would have signed sometime earlier. And in that, there's an indication that you're waiving certain rights. I'm going to cover a few of those rights here to make sure you understand what happens when you enter a plea. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the first right that you're giving up is the right to remain silent. You do not have to plead guilty. You have the right to have a jury hear your case. You have the right to have a jury assess your punishment. And if there's witnesses against you, you have the right to confront them at trial. Do you understand that if we go forward, you're waiving those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, if I go along with this agreement and I sentence you along the lines of what is in this package, you cannot complain about that sentence unless you get special permission from this court. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I also have to ask everyone this. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I understand you're telling me that you are, but again, I have to tell everyone this, that if you are not a U.S. citizen, pleading guilty could subject you to deportation, denied reentry, and denied the right to become a U.S. citizen. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I understand here that originally you were charged with a felony 3, but you're going to be pleading today to the lesser included offense of evading arrest, which is a Class A misdemeanor. As to that offense, evading arrest, Class A misdemeanor, well, and let me ask you, Mr. Dancos, do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Mr. Alonso, as to the lesser included offense, which is a Class A misdemeanor evading arrest, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
Oh, Your Honor.
And aside from the agreement that you have with the state of Texas, has anyone promised you anything else to plead guilty?
Oh, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you're accepting responsibility for the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to
Judge,
advise.
Judge, I might add, earlier in the month, he pled guilty at the 341st in a felony, and part of the agreement there was he was granted deferred, and it would run concurrent with this particular case also, Your Honor, so that you would know that. I don't recall if I wrote it into that plea packet that you're looking at right now, but it is written into the other plea packet where he previously pled guilty, and of course, the plea of guilt was withheld because he was granted deferred adjudication by Your Honor Becky Palomo. I just wanted to mention that to you, Judge, because I don't remember if all of that is written into this current plea packet. Okay.
It's not, but without, if there's no objection, Ms. Castillo, we can add it in when we get to the sentencing portion.
If Ms. Castillo will permit that, that'll be great. That'll save some time on it.
Your Honor, my sending on
case.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I believe this may be Ms. Sandoval or Ms. Calderon. I'll let the ADA who originally handled the case to make that call.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Dancos is getting the defendants confused. There was a case between him and I where that did happen, but this isn't that defendant. Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about another case in another court, though.
No, Ms. Calderon, it's this case, and we can look back at the 111th case, if I may, with your permission.
You said 111th, but earlier you said.
Oh, no, 341st. I'm sorry, 341st.
This is the 341st case.
Yes, but there was another one.
There was one in the 406.
Well, let me give you the case number, Ms. Calderon, if you let me. 2020 CRM 2077 Delta 3 is specifically the case that I'm referring to. I'll repeat it. 2020 CRM 2077 Delta 3. That is the case. And I think you were there with me, Ms. Calderon, when we did it. Just last week.
I think I remember doing that on one case. I don't know. I don't remember who the prosecutor was, but I remember that was the last case on the docket, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, Judge. And for your further information, Judge, and from Ms. Calderon, this young man here has been in custody for a long time, and fortunately, we were able to wrap all these cases together, 4, 5, 6 cases, to run concurrent.
So I cleared it up. It wasn't, the case wasn't with me, it was with Ms. ADA Castillo, Elizabeth Castillo, and he was given deferred.
Okay.
Yes, that's probably correct when Ms. Calderon is indicating.
Okay, well, and we'll square that away when we get to the sentencing portion.
Okay, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Alonso, we just went through your plea, and I asked you whether or not you accepted responsibility. I do have to also admonish you that the possible range of punishment for someone being found of a Class A misdemeanor in the state of Texas is confinement in a county jail not to exceed 1 year and a fine of up to $4,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And knowing all of this, do you still want to enter your plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I have in front of me a plea package which has your signature on it. Do you remember signing that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And your attorney explained to you what was on there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is the state offering state's exhibit number 1 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers Exhibit 1 into evidence.
No objection to all of them.
Okay, state's exhibit number 1 is admitted. Okay, Mr. Alonso, based on your testimony and the filings with the court, I'm going to find you guilty of the offense of evading arrest, a Class A misdemeanor. I find that your plea of guilty was made freely and voluntarily. Is there anything we need to cover before we move on to the sentencing portion? And granted, I understand that this is going to run concurrent with the other case, but are we ready to proceed?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. On behalf of the defendant, we're ready.
Okay, Mr. Alonso, I'm going to approve the agreement you have with the state of Texas in regards to your sentence. The court is going to punish you to, Mr. Dancos, you didn't circle days, months, or year. I'm assuming 1 year?
Yes, Your Honor. And there's a little bit more to this, Judge, and it's on there. We had problems getting that packet to you guys to begin with. It were lost in action at the sheriff at one point. I don't even know how it got back to you all over there, because I got an email last Friday to go pick them up from the sheriff. And when I tried to get over there, I wasn't able to, neither today. And they finally told me, well, it got back to the DAs through their investigators. But I had yet to talk to the prosecutor in the case to see where we wanted to head with the final plea, other than the plea of guilty. The plea of guilty is fine, but we just not had concluded how to word it, Judge, involving all the cases that it does.
Well, we'll do that here. And let me finish so Mr. Alonso doesn't get into a panic here.
No, he won't. I had already told him this might happen.
Mr. Alonso, you've been sentenced to a year, but that's going to be probated along the lines of your agreement. So you're going to be on probation for 1 year. You're going to be required to take defensive driving and complete 150 hours of community service. And you're also going to have to complete what's the DOEP?
Defensive.
Drug Offender Education Program, Your Honor.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Ms. Sandoval.
Okay, and according to what I'm hearing now, the court is also going to approve that this case run along with concurrent with a prior case or prior cases that you pled guilty to, which are, starting with the one we heard last week. What was the cause number on the one we looked up?
Was that the 406 one? Or was that another county?
To run concurrent with 2020 CRM 002077D3.
That's the one.
Okay, 2020 CRM 0020.
77. 77 Delta 3.
Delta 3, okay.
In that case, he was granted 3 years deferred to run concurrent with, at L2 547, case number 547 from the County 2, and the 709, which is this case, in Delta 3, which is 341st.
Okay.
So the county court cause number, Your Honor, if we're running this case also concurrent to the county court 2, is 2020 CRB 547L2.
CRB
547 L2.
L2. 2020 CRB 547 L2. Got it.
That's correct.
Anything further?
Judge, I just wanted to make sure that we had bond on this young man set, because he may be missing bond on something already, on 1 or 2 of them. And I wanted to try to bond him out for Thanksgiving, Judge. That's really what I wanted to do, if it's possible. And there's no objection, of course, by Ms. Sandoval.
So aside from these 3 cases, he's got 2 other charges pending?
I think they're all done at this point, Judge, and I've got them all written down. I just hate to impose on the court with all this new information, but I have them all. And I think these were the ones that we still lacked. These 2 that we just did. Unless I'm wrong, Ms. Sandoval. I know you probably are on top of this as well.
Honor, if I may, is it also running concurrent with the 406 case?
Yes,
That's
Okay.
2021
Wait, hold on.
CRO 877.
877 Delta 2. I mean, Delta 4. Yeah, that's correct.
All right, hold on. I don't have that one. And say again, Mr. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to be 2021 CRO 877 D4.
Delta 4. Marcos, did we already plea him out on that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we did.
That
Okay,
one was
I have it.
November 16, and he was granted deferred.
That's correct. Thank you, Marcos, for the help.
So, and why does he need bond then?
I guess he doesn't. If we're done, if we can check his record real quick, or I can have the district clerk check his record and the county clerk, because they have to do the county cases to see if he's cleared, and he's probably ready to go. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. I see here he has, this is Esmeralda Gutierrez for the district clerk's office. I see he has here a CC2 for a possession, and there's no bond set for that one.
What is the cost number on that one, ma'am?
Let me go ahead and,
That 597 L2?
it's 2021 CRM 1297.
I have Delta 2 there. Is that an L2 or a Delta 2?
Let me see, sir. I'm sorry. Just having a little difficulty here with the.
No, that's a felony 3. Yeah, it's a felony 3 and 111th. 1297, right?
I'm trying to make the screen bigger because it's not letting me view it.
Let me just represent to the court. I have it written down, Judge. 2021 CRM 001297 Delta 2, possession of controlled substance. I have on there that I completed the plea packet, but I believe that plea packet is out floating around. I don't know if it got to the 111th after it was done. I completed the plea packet on the 1st of November. And I don't know if it's been uploaded already or not. Do you show it in the system, ma'am?
Let me go ahead and check that, sir. And I also have one for the county. It says County Court Law 2 possession for marijuana. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and check that for you, sir.
Thank you. And thank you for your patience, Judge. I'm sorry to pose all of this on you. I think we're almost done with him. I hope we are.
Okay. Can you please provide me that case number again, Mr.
2021 CRM 001297 Delta 2 is what I have it as, which is 111th.
Okay,
And again,
okay, Mr. Dankos, yeah, and
Yes.
I know what you're trying to do, and normally I would say I wouldn't have a problem with it. But if he doesn't have a bond in County Court at Law number 2, there, I don't know that I have jurisdiction over that since he's been indicted.
Yes, you don't, Judge. I realize that now, but Delta 2 you might if we're still pending on that one.
And probably not that one either, because the 111th opted out of the in custody docket. So basically I would be hijacking one of Judge Knotson's cases. So I'm going to decline putting a bond on him. And normally, that I would.
I know, that's fine, Judge. That's fine.
Unless the judge specifically assigns their case to me, I'm not going to interfere with them unless they and Judge Knotson has opted out of the in custody. So I think Just
No,
by,
I have to talk to them directly, Judge. Yes, I do, on the 1297. But is that the only one we have pending, Judge? Could I just indulge me on that one point from that lady she was going to check? Is the plea packet in, ma'am?
No, sir, there's no fee packet filed for that case.
And I turned them into the sheriff, and I made a note of it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm stuck on that one. I'm going to have to follow up with the 111th then. But the rest of them, Judge, do the rest of them appear to be in order at this point, Judge, so we can at least say we got those taken care of?
I've added the three cases we listed as running concurrent with this one. So let me just
Okay.
recap it and then we'll,
Yes, sir.
so he's gonna do a 1 year probated for a year, 1-for-1. And this case is gonna run concurrent with 2020 CRM, 2077 D3, and 2020 CRB 547 L2, and 2021 CRO 877 D4. So,
Great.
so all these are taken care of.
That's great, Judge.
Okay, all right. All right, Mr. Dancos. Mr. Alonso, you any questions? Did you understand all that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Well, good luck, sir. It looks
Your
like
Honor.
you're close to getting out. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, probation. I forgot. I'm sorry again. Yes. Do we have
Pulling
any?
the damn cause on us, what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm 76 and you're only, what, 46, Judge?
I wish I was only.
I know, I'm just being nice.
Okay. Ms. Ibarra?
Yes, Your Honor. Is deferred being granted on this case or no?
No, probation for 1 year.
Okay. And we will go ahead and process him while he's in custody.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's a few more days, or at least a week or so, maybe, until Mr. Dancos can get his bond set on those other two cases. There's nothing in here regarding,
Excuse me, Your Honor. Court costs, Your Honor.
yes, that's why, go ahead.
It's gonna be, Your Honor, $415 for court costs, $500 for attorney fees, and $50 for Crime Stoppers.
How much time do you show him in custody, ma'am, also?
Let me go ahead and check for that, sir.
Ms. Sandoval, can you give him, can you help us with that?
It doesn't show on my docket.
Yes, he's probably.
The credit for time?
Yes, I mean, I was trying to get out of the conviction because I guess if he's convicted, right, if you find him guilty and no grand deferred, Judge, he's already served it with the time he's been in. That's what I was asking. And I really thought he would get deferred from the misdemeanor, Judge, because they reduced it to the misdemeanor, the plea. And he's been there over 100 days, I think, if I remember correctly. And I'd ask the judge to consider that.
What does the prosecution say in relation to that?
Well, they reduced it to a misdemeanor, and he's been credit for time served. Yeah. And that leaves us with just one case pending. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm confused as to the position that we're.
He's now asking, even though he's now to reconsider the 1 year sentence, I mean, the 1 year probation sentence I gave him, and asking if I would consider deferred adjudication on this one as well.
Well, Your Honor, given that he's been in custody for 210 days, in addition to the 23 days that he's had post-arrest, I wouldn't oppose to the deferred adjudication to run concurrent with the same cause numbers that were previously mentioned.
All right. So, Mr. Alonso, earlier I found you guilty of a Class A misdemeanor, evading arrest. The court is going to retract that finding of guilt. And I'm going to put you on unadjudicated probation with the same terms that I just indicated. So you've really got a great opportunity here. Let me just add it in.
Thank you, Judge Garcia. And thank you, Ms. Sandoval.
Mr. Dankos has a $5,000 bond in the 111th case.
There's $1,000 bond. Fantastic.
$5,000 bond.
5,000. PR, right? No. PR bond? Yeah. Going through pretrial. And put him through pretrial while he's monitoring. We need him monitored. He's going to go into drug
Judge
program.
Watson's going to have to modify that. I'm not going to modify it for her.
Very well, Judge.
The court's granted a deferred adjudication and placed you on unadjudicated probation under the terms that were indicated. So, okay. Anything further before we let Mr. Alonso go?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the court costs were assessed.
Yes, I approve the court costs of $415, attorney's fees 500, and Crime Stoppers at 50.
Thank you, Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Alonso. Hopefully you'll be out soon. Okay?
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. That'll be excused, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dankos.
I'm sorry to hold you guys all up. I'm just trying to do the best I could for him. Thank you. Bye-bye. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Thank
Including
you.
my public defender over there and DA and everybody. Bye-bye.
Do we need a break after that? Who do we have on the fourth floor?
Your Honor, Raul Murillo Jr., 341st. Raul Murillo Jr.
The court calls 2018 CRN 1529D3, the state of Texas versus Raul Murillo Jr. Mr. Murillo, do you speak English?
Hello, sir.
En español.
Español en inglés.
The interpreter's present for your information, Your Honor.
Do you understand English?
Sí, sir.
Okay. Who's here for the state?
Judge Davila for the state, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Edward Nolan here for Mr. Murillo.
We're here on a motion to revoke final hearing.
That is correct, Judge. Judge, we were originally set back in, I believe, October on a motion to revoke. The motion to revoke was amended. My client was never served with it. However, we were appearing before the court, and so we knew that the motion to revoke was going to be amended to include a new offense. Judge, however, my client did not appear the last court, which was about a week ago or so, in which it was supposed to originally be the arraignment for the motion to revoke, the amended motion to revoke. And if I can ask Mr. Murillo, did you mix up the dates? Did you mix up the dates, or why weren't you before the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I missed the days. I thought it was in November 28 and it was in October 28. So I missed the days porque no han visto ninguna court. Ninguna court ha estado con mi lawyer. And I'm really, really sorry, Your Honor, que entendí mal las fechas. Y that's why pues, ya estoy aquí en custody porque pues visité la corte. So me pusieron sitios.
So he has to be arraigned on the amended motion to revoke, Mr. Nolan?
I think technically yes, Judge.
So, all right, well, let's take care of that and then we'll deal with I'm assuming he got picked up on a capias?
Correct, Your Honor. So
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Okay, so Mr. Nolan, what's on the motion, amended motion to revoke? Is there an announcement for your client?
Yes, Your Honor, this time would plead not true, waive the reading of the motion to revoke or the amended motion to revoke, and request a final hearing date, Judge, and we're also requesting a bond. My client has showed up to court, and so just asking for a reasonable bond, and then that way we can also, I can confer with my client, and I can confer with the state as well.
Who's here for the state? Mr. Davila?
Yes, Judge. We're not in oppose. The only thing that we ask is that for the next setting, he appear in person in the 341st, since the state is considering a time to offer on this case, Your Honor.
The original charges were DWI.
Yes, Your Honor, felony DWI.
With the child under the age of 15. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Davila.
Mr. Murillo, your attorney is asking me to give you a bond to let you get out again. And the prosecution seems to kind of agree. And the problem I'm having here is that the probation report that I have on you in front of me is telling me that you're not really making an effort to comply with all the conditions of probation.
Sir, yo hice ya todo como mi community hours. I did, pagué ya como casi, pues hice tiempo y pagué con court fees. Le ha estado dando mi probation que es lo que tengo que hacer. And that's why yo quiero hablar con mi lawyer para ver qué es lo que va a pasar, qué es lo que tengo que hacer. Pero tengo que hablar con él para que ponernos de acuerdo, Your Honor, para que me ayude, ¿me entiendes? Yo no quiero quedarles mal a ustedes en ninguna forma.
Are you working?
Sí, sir, vendo llantas, trabajo allá afuera, trabajo en las llantas, en Murillo's Tires.
Okay.
Soy familia de los Murillos de las llantas.
Judge, so he's gainfully employed. He has been working there consistently. If the court is inclined to maybe have him report once a week, Judge, we're okay with that through probation, Your Honor.
Judge,
so that we can get this squared away.
That is a condition we're going to ask for, Your Honor. Again, because we're considering time in this one. His compliance with probation has been basically zero. And aside from that, Your Honor, if we can get the very next available date for that reason as well, because the state's ready to proceed. It was just a matter of his service and being arraigned right now.
All right. Well, I am going to put a bond, and I'm thinking, I'm assuming this is a third-degree felony, driving while intoxicated.
Yes.
Correct, Judge.
How long has he been in jail?
10 days.
All right. Well,
Judge, and we're asking the court to give him a PR bond, Judge, with a requirement that he report probation to probation weekly. Judge, I think that would be the court's way of keeping a tab on him.
all right. We'll set a $5,000 PR bond, and part of the conditions will be that he report weekly. Do you have a phone number, Mr. Murillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's that phone number? So probation.
Ese nombre nunca lo cambio, es el número que yo tengo en negocio es 956-471-0028. 956-471-0028.
Did you get that, probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Okay. Does he need to report in tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor, if he can report upon being released.
Okay. Did you hear, Mr. Murillo? As soon as you get out, you need to report to probation.
Yes, Your Honor. Cuando salga, voy a reportarme.
All right.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
Just to advise the court, he is also in custody for, I believe it's a CC1 charge.
No, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, Your Honor, and we're working on that bond.
Okay.
The next court hearing would be January the 6th at 8:30, Your Honor, with the 341st.
January 6th at 8:30.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Thank you, Mr. Nolan. Good luck, Mr.
Thank
Murillo.
you.
Stay in contact with
Happy-
probation and with your attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thank you.
What do we have on the second floor?
Second floor, Your Honor, be 406, Jesus Leopoldo Garcia. Jesus Leopoldo Garcia, 406.
The court calls two cases, 2021 CRL 908D4 and 2014 CRD 898D4, State of Texas versus Jesus Leopoldo Garcia.
Correct. Can you hear me?
All right, Mr. Garcia, do you understand English?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Flores, you're here on the felony possession. Mr. Flores, are you present? And Mr. Russell Jordan, are you here?
I was told you was not gonna be present.
You talked to him today?
My mom spoke to his secretary that is, death, that he's not gonna be here, and this is the third month I have not been able to talk to him. I've been trying to move this further, quicker, but I haven't been able to talk to him. There's been 4 promises been made to me that have never been complied, so I don't know what I can do right now to see what I need to do about getting my sentence so I can pull chain.
Yeah, but what about your other attorney, Mr. Flores? Have you talked to him?
I don't have another attorney. I only have Russell Jordan.
Okay.
If he's still available.
Your Honor, maybe this is Paul Thompson.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Garcia. Mr. Thompson, you've got really bad audio.
Yes, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I did receive a motion for continuance that I signed earlier today. It may not have, you may not have received it yet. It was from Russell Jordan.
How much continuance?
Mr. Thompson, was there any indication as far as a reset?
The continuance was for 30 days.
Is there any way we can do it before? I'm trying to pull chain. The longer I wait, the longer I have to wait for pull chain.
For what?
Pull chain, like get sentenced, go to TDC. I have to wait 2 to 6 months as it is.
Mr. Perez, do we have anything in December? Not quite 30 days.
Because this is the third time this happens, and I don't get to speak to Mr. Russell Jordan, and something always comes along. The weekend before I have court, it gets moved, and then the day of the court, it gets moved again. So I've been waiting here for 2 months trying to pull chain, but I can't. And I have not spoken to Mr. Russell Jordan.
Okay. All right, Mr. Garcia, but without your attorney being present, there's not a whole lot we can do right now. Mr. Perez, what do we have?
December 20th, Your Honor, at 1:30.
All right. You don't have anything like on the week before that?
December 14, Your Honor. 9:30.
9:30? Make a note and remind me or Judge Hale later. Is this a third setting for a final pretrial?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any way to just move it on, or what's delaying?
Your Honor, final pretrial has been reset twice.
So, yeah, so this is the third setting, and so he's coming up on the 4th. All right, just make a note and I'll talk to Judge Hale about this, and somebody will reach out to Mr. Jordan.
Now,
Mr. Garcia, somebody from my office or Judge Hale's office is going to reach out to Mr. Jordan about this.
Why I'm trying to prolong it, make it go quicker, is 'cause my dad has dementia, and the longer I take to go and share my time, the more memory my dad loses. So I'm trying to hurry up and go so I can go get to see him before he forgets me.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you'll be back on the 14th of December.
Thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Happy holidays, sir.
All right, don't let me forget that, Mr. Perez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Happy holidays.
You too, Mr. Garcia. Moving on to the second floor.
Yeah, we got Ramirez, Ángel, Germán, 341st.
The court calls 2016 CRD 1371D3, the state of Texas versus Ángel Germán Ramirez. Good afternoon, sir.
Got our Venetian interpreter.
Okay. Buenas tardes, señor Ramirez.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
You ready, Ms. Martinez?
Yes, I'm ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me get the attorneys first. Mr. Lozano, are you present?
Señor Lozano está presente.
Señor Ramírez, ¿has hablado con tu abogado hoy?
No, con él.
¿Cuándo fue la última vez?
No, pues no me contesta. Le marco y no me contesta.
He hasn't answered. When I call him, he doesn't answer.
Crystal Calderon for the state. I've had no contact with Mr. Lozano. I've relayed offers to him. I haven't gotten a response from him. I just had a question. If I don't know if the clerks can provide me with an answer. Does he have an immigration hold?
Yo, desde parte de la procuradora de la señora Calderón, no he estado en comunicación con el señor Lozano. He tratado de comunicarme con él y le he dado ofertas para este caso, pero no me ha respondido. Tengo una pregunta. ¿Tiene una retención migratoria?
Excuse me, Your Honor. He does have an immigration hold, Ms. Calderon.
Then at this time, Your Honor, I'm going to ask to close this case unsuccessfully.
Sí tiene una orden de retención migratoria. Muy bien, de parte de la procuradora. En este momento estamos pidiendo que se cierre este caso.
I mean, I know that would be the expedient thing to do, but actually taking action without Mr. Lozano here, I think is a problem.
Oh, that is true, because he might want to argue. I don't know why he would want to argue that, but yes, you're right, Judge. I can't do that without him.
Sí, yo creo que eso sería la cosa más rápida, pero no quiero tomar esa decisión sin el señor Lozano que esté presente. Creo que eso sería un problema.
Mr. Ramirez, I've been informed that there's an immigration hold, which may be part of the reason why your attorney is not here right now or hasn't talked to you.
Muy bien, señor. Me han dicho que usted tiene una orden de retención migratoria y a lo mejor esa es la razón por la que su abogado no ha hablado con usted.
It sounds like the state wants to close your case, your state case, but I'm not going to do that until your attorney is present.
El procurador quiere cerrar el caso que usted tiene aquí con el Estado, pero yo no quiero hacer eso a menos que su abogado esté aquí presente.
You're not, yeah. If they close the case, that doesn't mean you're getting free. The federal government has a hold on you.
Ahora, el que se cierre este caso no significa que usted va a poder salir, ya que hay una orden de retención de parte del gobierno federal.
Okay, but
Luego, una pregunta, ¿qué va a pasar con mi caso? ¿Estoy a otras cortes, más cortes?
I have a question. What's going to happen with my case? Am I going to have other courts, more court dates?
yes, I'm going to set your case again, and Mr. Lozano is going to be present.
Sí, voy a darle otra fecha donde esté el señor Lozano también esté presente.
Who's here for the 341st?
It's Marco, Your Honor, 406. I'm right now on the phone with the secretary for Mr. Sergio Lozano. Probably told that something was going on and he wasn't going to be brought up.
En este momento estoy en el teléfono con la secretaria del señor Lozano y le dijeron que algo había sucedido y que no iba a presentarse el señor hoy.
Well, when can we reset this, like within the next couple of weeks?
Bueno, ¿me puedes dar otra fecha para poder aplazarlo en las siguientes semanas?
7th at 8:30, Your Honor.
Yo puedo
Say
request
again?
a repetition.
Say again?
December 7th at 8:30.
La siguiente fecha es el 7 de diciembre a las 8:30.
Is there anything further? I guess not. Mr. Ramirez, you'll be back in court on December 7th.
Bien, señor, usted va a regresar el 7 de diciembre a las 8:30, señor Ramírez.
Okay, I think that does it for the 341st. Right, Marco?
Correct.
Okay, so staff members for the 341st, you're free to go, you're excused. And if I don't see you all, happy Thanksgiving.
With
All
Your
right,
Honor.
Second floor, Your Honor, second floor, 406, Gustavo Bouvier Hernandez. Gustavo Bouvier Hernandez, 406. Also needs an interpreter, Your Honor, Spanish.
all right, let me call the case. Court calls 2021 CRD 1242 D4, State of Texas versus Gustavo Bouvier Hernandez.
Bien, estamos aquí en el caso 2021 CRD 1242 D4, en el caso de Gustavo Bouvier Hernández.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Omar Salinas for Mr. Bouvier Hernandez.
Sí, soy el señor Omar Salinas representando al señor Bouvier Hernández.
All right, I show we're here on arraignment. Do you have an announcement for your client, Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Bouvier Hernandez pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our court dates, Your Honor.
En este momento estamos aquí para la lectura de cargos. ¿Quiere dar algún anuncio, señor Salinas? Sí, en este momento mi cliente se declara no culpable. Estamos renunciando a la lectura de los cargos y estamos pidiendo las fechas para establecer el cronograma del caso.
Formal pretrial set for January 5th at 2 p.m.
La siguiente fecha será el 15 de enero a las 2 de la tarde.
El 5 de enero, perdón.
The 5th.
Perdón, 5 de enero a las 2 de la tarde.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, well, good luck, Mr. Hernandez.
Bueno, muy bien. Buena suerte, señor Hernández. Thank you.
Fourth floor.
Hector Padilla Jr., 406.
The court calls 2020 CRD 992 D4, the state of Texas versus Hector Padilla Jr.
Yes,
Good afternoon, Mr. Padilla. You understand English?
yes, sir.
And Mr. Salinas, are you here for the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there an announcement for your client?
There is, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Padilla pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our court dates, Your Honor.
Formal set for January 5th at 2 p.m.
And Your Honor, if I may, at this time, Mr. Padilla has a no bond. We're asking if the court would be willing to set a bond. And looking through the history of an Odyssey, I believe the indictment went out with a warrant and they served it on Mike's bail bonds, but his whereabouts were unknown. And then they forfeited that bond and a new capias was issued back in August 6th when he didn't present himself to court. So we're asking if we could just have a reasonable bond at this time, Your Honor.
Warrant was issued for stale bonds, Your Honor.
What say the state?
Is this defendant Hector Padilla, Your Honor?
Yes.
Eduardo Ramirez for the state. Not opposed to a bond. I think before he, not sure if he had a pretrial services bond, but we're not opposed to having a 20,000 each count through pretrial services.
That seems pretty reasonable, Mr. Salinas, don't you think?
Yes, Your Honor. We could do that, and if that's going to be an issue, we could file paperwork with the court and address it at another time, Your Honor. But that seems fair, Your Honor.
Okay, so the court orders the $20,000 bonds on each, on two counts. So that's a total of 40 through pretrial services. And Mr. Parra, are you on?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, I am.
I'm gonna also order that he report monthly.
Okay, Your Honor. May I just request a telephone number for the family so I can give them bond information, please?
Yeah, Mr. Padilla, do you have a phone number where we can reach your family?
Yes, 956-307-7480.
7480.
Yes, sir.
307-7480.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll also request an updated address, Your Honor.
Do you have a home address, Mr. Padilla?
Yes, sir. Address? Address 1965 Centennial Lane.
Are you renting there, or is that a family member's house?
No, I'm renting. I've already moved over there by New Bravo.
Okay. All right, anything further, Mr. Salinas?
No, Your Honor, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Well, good luck, Mr. Padilla.
Hello.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. And who do we have now on the second floor?
49th, Rosendo de Leon Gonzalez. Rosendo de Leon Gonzalez, 49th, also needs an interpreter.
We'll call the case first. What page is he in?
Page 2, Your Honor.
Oh, here it is. The court calls 2021 CRE 416D1, the state of Texas versus Minor Rosendo de Leon González.
Vamos a ver el caso 2021 CRE 416D1 en el caso de Minor Rosendo de León González.
Good afternoon, Mr. González. Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, we're set for trial status on this case. I inherited this case from Ms. Alison Martinez. There's some video evidence I have yet to look at. I have to look at the CAC video. I have to look at an interrogation of my client. And there's some motions that we need to file based on the evidence I look at. So we're requesting that it be taken off of trial status and be placed on a motion setting for the next setting, so it gives me time to review the case. And I've already talked with my client. I've spoken with him several times on the phone. I visited him at the jail. He understands what's going on.
Okay, so go ahead, I'm sorry.
En este momento estamos aquí para el asesoramiento para el juicio. Yo me acaban de entregar este caso de parte de la señorita Alison Martínez, pero necesito más tiempo para ver unos videos, ver un video de interrogación y si sea necesario, necesito tramitar pedimentos basados en esas pruebas. Así que estamos pidiendo que por favor se nos dé una audiencia para pedimentos. Yo ya he tenido tiempo de hablar con mi cliente. Esto me dará tiempo a mí para ver todas estas pruebas y mi cliente ya tiene por entendido todo lo que está sucediendo.
So I'm thinking sometime in January. It's not going to do a whole lot of good to come back before Christmas.
Bueno, entonces no conviene que regresen antes de Navidad. Estoy pensando una fecha en enero.
Judge, Alma left me dates only through January 12th, but that January 12th date is with you as opposed to Judge Lopez.
Well, then set it for motion settings for that date.
January 12th at 1:30.
Le vamos a dar una audiencia de pedimentos para el 12 de enero a la 1:30. Could you help me with something, please?
You have a, go ahead, Mr. Gonzalez.
Sí, dígame, señor González.
Sí, oiga, es que me cayó un derrame de cerebral aquí, no me han atendido, no me han llevado al hospital, ni me han dado medicina. A ver si me podrían ustedes ayudar en eso, porque tengo mi salud, porque me llega a dar, yo no voy a poder hablar.
I didn't understand. Can I ask him to repeat, Your Honor?
¿Lo puedes repetir? ¿Qué te cayó?
Como una embolia en la cara, y no me han atendido, no me han llevado al hospital, no me han dado nada de medicina, ya llevo para 2 semanas. No sé si me puedan ayudar, porque si me vuelvo a dar, yo no voy a poder moverme.
They haven't, I have on my face, they have not taken me to the hospital. They have not given me medicine. And if they don't take me, I'm not going to be able to move or talk.
Yeah, he said embolia, which is kind of like a boil or a cyst.
It's interpreter request time. It's an embolism or a blood clot.
Oh. ¿En qué parte? ¿En what part of your face?
¿En qué parte de su cara?
Rostro acá. Ahorita casi no puedo hablar porque me tuerce la boca bien feo.
Right here, I can barely speak because it doesn't let my mouth move, my mouth.
Mr. Gonzalez, your attorney is going to send word to the commander in charge to have him look at you. You haven't seen, has a nurse seen you there?
Señor González, su abogado va a comunicarse con el comandante que está a cargo ahí. ¿Usted ya fue con una enfermera?
Ya me llevaron, pero no me han dado nada.
They did take me, but they didn't give me anything.
I'll go ahead and contact the jail commander, watch commander, Your Honor.
Okay, and what I will do, Mr. Trevino, is I'll be at the jail on Thanksgiving morning. I'll ask for a status just on my own when I'm there. Because his right side does look swollen from what I can see.
Muy bien, su abogado, el señor Treviño, se va a contactar a la cárcel y a la persona del alguacil de la cárcel, y el juez también indicó que él va a estar ahí el día de Acción de Gracias en la mañana, y ese día va a pedir que le den una actualización de cómo le está yendo a usted, porque sí parece que su parte derecha está hinchada.
Sí, claro que sí.
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right, so we've got the new dates, and good luck, Mr. Gonzalez, and you'll be hearing from us soon.
Muy bien, buena suerte, señor González, y va a estar escuchando de nosotros próximamente.
Who do we have on the fourth floor?
Brother, it's Rene Santos Chapa, 49. Rene Santos Chapa, 49.
Court calls 2021 CRM 939D1, the state of Texas versus Rene Santos Chapa.
Your Honor, I visited my client. I've tendered him the offer. There's some cases pending in the misdemeanors that I believe the DA has agreed to work out. So I'd like to go ahead and tentatively set this for a plea, because if that's the case, it's going to be a plea for probation. And hopefully by the time we do that, he'll be able to be released from the jail. He's being held on a $3,000 bond on this case, which I think he can afford, but what's holding him is a no bond out of County Court 1, and that's one of the cases we will be resolving.
Okay, I can't set bond for the other county court at law judges, so.
Judge, we are taking pleas tomorrow or December 1st at 2 o'clock.
probably the December 1st, because the DA has to sort out the other case. Ms. Calderon has to sort out the case with the other district attorney. I don't know if tomorrow will be soon enough for her to do that.
I can do it today. So tomorrow's fine by me, Mr. Trevino.
Well, we
It's
can
fine
set
by
it
you.
for we can set it for tomorrow, then I can try and visit him in the morning and get the plea done in the morning.
You want to, what time do we have the docket tomorrow afternoon?
The docket tomorrow is at 2 o'clock, Judge.
So that would be, I could get that done.
Mr. Chapa, did you catch all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so sounds like your attorney's gonna go visit you tomorrow so you can look over the plea offer from the state. And you'll be back in court tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, good luck, Mr. Chapa. Anything else, Mr. Trevino?
Not in this case, Your Honor.
All right, then the parties and the attorneys are excused. At second floor, who do we have?
David Israel Gonzalez, David Israel Gonzalez, 49. Also needs an interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay, let me call the case. 2021 CRO 933 D1, State of Texas versus David Israel González.
En el caso 2021 CRO 933 D1, David Israel González.
And Mr. Chapa, are you present?
Señor Chapa está presente.
Yes, Your Honor, I am. Hold on just a moment here.
There you are.
There we go.
Does Mr. González need, yeah, interpreter, right?
Yes,
Señor
Your Honor.
González necesita intérprete. Dice, señoría.
Mr. Chapa, I show that we're here on motion settings. Is there anything, or are you requesting your final pretrial?
Your Honor, if we could have another date for the motions setting, this is I guess really a serious offense, serious accusations. There's some evidence that I would like to continue to review and just make sure that I have not overlooked anything as far as on any possible motions.
Is he a co-defendant?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
En este momento estás aquí para una audiencia de pedimentos. ¿Quieres una audiencia final? No, estamos pidiendo otra audiencia de pedimentos, ya que este es un delito grave y necesito más tiempo para revisar más las pruebas y no quiero que se me pase nada en este caso.
English or Spanish? Okay. Let me fill out this thing for them and then we'll go.
Judge, would you like to give him December 20th at 1:30?
Is that going to be enough time, Mr. Chapa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, December 20th, 1:30.
Muy bien, su siguiente fecha será el 20 de diciembre a la 1:30.
All right, if there's nothing further, moving on.
That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Your Honor, Christian Lopez, 49, Christian Lopez. He needs an interpreter.
Let me call the case. Two cases. Okay, the court calls 2021 CRK 1085 D1 and 2021 CRK 1086 D1, State of Texas versus Christian Lopez.
Estamos aquí en dos casos, 2021 CRK 1085 D1 y 2021 CRK 1086 D1 en el caso de Cristian López.
And Your Honor, Fred Trevino for Mr. Lopez. These are consultation settings and also KPS hearings, Your Honor. So right now, they're both unauthorized use of motor vehicles, state jail felonies. I just want to know whether he was served and why he didn't show up to court, in case we can maybe have a bond for him available.
Your Honor, whether he was served or not, I mean, the two offenses are unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. We're not opposed to a reasonable bond that is set by Your Honor.
Estamos aquí, soy el abogado Fred Treviño, estamos aquí para una audiencia para el asesoramiento del caso y la otra estamos aquí para una orden de arresto. Los dos son de uso no autorizado de un vehículo, que es un delito estatal mayor. Solo quiero saber si se le dio el aviso, un citatorio, y si se podía fijar una fianza.
Well, let's take care of that. This is a state jail, so we move on to motion settings.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's get that squared away. So let's get the what dates do we have for motion?
December the 10th at 9 a.m.
December the 10th on both of them.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Bueno, primero vamos a darle las fechas para la audiencia de pedimiento. Para los dos casos, su siguiente cita será el 10 de diciembre a las 9 de la mañana.
And Your Honor, we're asking for a reasonable bond, or if he be placed back on the original bond if he didn't know he had court.
What was the original bond? Just out of,
Let me go ahead and check for that, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, there's no objection to him being based on the original bond if he wasn't served.
well, I mean, I don't know that, I mean, I'm assuming he paid it once. I don't want him paying double. I mean, I think he should pay something. Which is why I was asking, I mean, if it was 10 and 10, which is what you would expect.
One moment, Your Honor.
En este momento su abogado está pidiendo que se le dé una fianza razonable, o si él no sabía o no se le dio un citatorio, que se le ponga la fianza original de parte del procurador. Si no le dieron citatorio, entonces no estamos en oposición de que se le dé la misma fianza. Bueno, solo vamos a verificar.
He was placed on 9,000 on each one, Your Honor, through Bankmark's cell bond.
Okay. That's fine. I'm okay. So what I'll do, Mr. Trevino, is I'll place a $6,000 bond on each. Cash bail surety.
Entonces le vamos a, al señor Treviño le vamos a dar una baja bono fianza en efectivo de 6,000 por cada uno.
Your Honor, could we get a phone number for Mr. Lopez in case he bonds out?
Sí, sí, nos podría el señor López darnos un número de teléfono por si acaso él puede depositar la fianza.
Sí, es el 956
Ajá.
645-2923.
Yes, it's 956-645-2923.
A ver, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Sí, diga.
Lo que pasa es que no asistía a cortes porque estaba encerrado en Cotula. Duré 3 meses encerrado. Por eso es que no pude asistir a mi corte.
The reason I didn't show up to court is because I was in prison or locked up in Cotula. I was there 3 times, and that's why I didn't show up to court.
I think he said 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months, yeah.
Interpreter stands corrected, 3 months.
Yeah, I think the bonds. I thought I was going to hear something that would push me to go lower, but I think that's fair. Then,
De hecho tengo mis papeles aquí en Webb County, donde me hicieron release y me trajeron para acá, me hicieron transfer.
As a matter of fact, I have my papers that show where I was released, and they transferred me here to Webb County.
okay. did you interpret that I've set his bond now at 6,000 each?
Sí, sí, interpretaste que se le puso la fianza de 6,000 por cada caso.
¿Cómo, perdón?
What was that?
¿Qué era la pregunta, perdón?
I want to know if you understood that I am putting new bonds on you so you can get out at 6,000 each.
Sí, solo quiero que entienda que yo le di unas fianzas nuevas en de 6,000 de cada uno. ¿Sí entendió esto?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Lopez, and I hope you'll stay out of trouble.
¿Cuánto va a ser el para salir?
Muy bien, buena suerte y espero que no se metan ya en problemas. How much is it going to be to get out?
Well, it's usually about 10%. Some charge more, some charge a little less.
Bueno, usualmente son como 10%. Algunos cobran más y otros cobran menos.
Ok. Entonces serían 1,200 por los dos, ¿no?
So then it would be about 1,200 for both.
That's about right. Yes, that is right.
Eso es más o menos correcto.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck, sir. Stay out of trouble.
Buena suerte y no se metan en problemas. Gracias. Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
On one of the cases, the one that ends with 1086, just to advise that he was in custody for failure to appear for that case and also a bond lift for that same case.
And that's probably because he was in custody, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I think that's reasonable for state jail felonies. Next.
So, Your Honor, so I'm being told to question if it's going to be 6,000 only for the failure to appear or also for the bond lift.
It's 6,000 each.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Sorry,
No, Your Honor,
sorry if I sounded curt. But I didn't mean to.
Your Honor, I believe I think she's saying that there's another separate charge of bond lift, but that's not. It should be 6,000 for this case with only one count, and 6,000 for the other case, only one count. That's
correct.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to ask. I'm sorry for the confusion.
No, it's okay.
So then it will be 6,000 for one case, which has one charge, and then 6,000 for this other case for each count, correct?
Oh,
he only has one count. That's.
I'm sorry.
I was showing one count on each of the cases.
On each case.
That's correct.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sorry for the confusion.
That's okay.
On the third floor, 406, Jesus Ortiz.
All right, the court calls 2020 CRO 622D4.
That one's mine, Your Honor. I need about 10 days to 2 weeks to wrap it up.
Okay, Mr. Gaetan, you speak English?
It's a Mr. Jesus Ortiz, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Mr. Ortiz, you speak English?
Español, sir, por favor.
Español. Let me call the case. I'm sorry. 2020 CRO 622D4, the state of Texas versus Jesus Ortiz.
Muy bien, estamos en el caso 2020 CRO 622D4, el caso de Jesús Ortiz.
And can you repeat what you said, Mr. Gonzalez?
Your Honor, we reset it a week ago because he wanted more time to consider the offer, and I didn't have time during that week, Your Honor, to go back to him and explain. So I needed a little bit more time, Your Honor. I think we're very close to having an agreement.
Okay, I think I remember this. There was a new offer, correct, on this?
Yes, Your Honor, it went down to 4 years to serve.
Okay.
On a reduced felony 2 from a felony 1 aggravated kidnapping.
Okay. So how much time do you need, Mr. Gonzalez?
Like between 10 days to 2 weeks, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez?
December 14, Your Honor. at 9:30.
Muy bien, sí, en ese momento de parte del señor González, hace una semana se aplazó esto porque necesitábamos más tiempo para considerar la oferta que se le había entregado. Yo durante esta semana no tuve tiempo de ir a explicarle a él toda esta oferta, así que necesitamos más tiempo para que él pueda tener tiempo de considerar si va a querer tomar esta nueva oferta. Creo que sí se va a llegar a un acuerdo. Necesito de 10 días a 2 semanas. Su siguiente fecha entonces será el 14 de diciembre a las 9:30.
Perdón por interrumpir, tengo el tubo para hacer preguntas, pues.
Excuse me, can I ask some questions to the judge?
Yes.
Sí.
Pues quería decirle que yo estoy muy chico para ir a prisión todavía, tengo 19 años, quería tener la oportunidad, si por favor, de salir con probation, si calificaba con probation, yo todavía estudio en la escuela, todavía no 11 grado y quisiera acabar mi escuela y quería ver si tenía la oportunidad, por favor, de salir con probation si calificaba.
I just wanted to say that I'm really young. I'm too young to go to prison. I'm 19 years old. I'm too young to go to prison. I wanted probation. I want to go to school. I had been going to school. I want to continue, and I want that opportunity to go to school and get out on probation.
Mr. Ortiz, the court is not deciding your punishment today,
Muy bien, señor Ortiz, en este momento no vamos a decidir su condena,
but you'll probably be in front of Judge Hale on the 14th, and you need to tell him what you just told me.
All right, sir.
pero usted va,
Okay. Were you going to I think he understood what I said. So, Mr. Gonzalez, did you follow all of that?
Yes, Your Honor, I will explain it to him again.
Okay. So you'll be back in court on the 14th of December.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Ortiz, and that will be taken into account.
Thank you, Your Honor.
muy bien, buena suerte. Su siguiente fecha es el 14 de diciembre.
Before we call the next case, I need 10 minutes. I'm needed in the courtroom. So let's take a 10-minute break and I'll be right back.
Los tienen registrados en esa clínica. Well, it was a doctor that worked at the.
Good luck, Mr. So let's take a 10-minute break.
Twenty 77 Delta 3. This specifically indicates that.
Okay. Case, I need 10 minutes. So let's take a 10-minute break and I'll be right back.
Well, it was a doctor that worked at PSI.
Well, that's not quite 10 minutes, but so. Is everyone ready? Who do we have on the fourth floor? Or I can wait unless, yeah. You ready, Lisa?
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor?
Yes, third floor.
Yes, sir. Third floor, Antonio Cruz, 406, Antonio Cruz.
The court calls 2021 CRG 1282 D4, State of Texas versus Antonio Cruz III.
Omar Salinas or Mr. Cruz, Your Honor, I believe we were appointed.
Yeah, Mr. Cruz, do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Understand.
I'm going to ask your attorney if he has an announcement for you. Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Cruz pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request a court date, Your Honor.
Formal set for January 5th at 2 p.m., Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Judge Rogelio Soto for the state judge. I'm standing in for Julia Rubio in this case, Your Honor. She informed me there's going to be a motion to transfer. This defendant has a case pending in the 111th already. So there'll be a motion to transfer being filed, Judge. So I don't know if Mr. Perez, if we want to possibly set it for a status just to see if the case has been transferred instead of an informal.
Mr. Perez, you want to do that?
Yes, Your Honor. January 4th at 8:30.
Is that enough time, Mr. Soto?
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Cruz, I mean, you're set here for a status hearing, but the chances are this case is going to be transferred to Judge Knotson with the other case you have pending, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, Pedro Gaitan, 406. Pedro Gaitan.
Omar Salinas or Mr. Gaitan, Your Honor.
Hold on, let me call the case. You understand English, Mr. Gaetan?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. It calls 2020 CRJ 755B4, State of Texas versus Pedro Gaetan.
That's okay. I'd rather you wait until you're not busy anymore.
Lisa, you're on mute. There you go. We can hear you. I think. Okay. Mr. Salinas, we're here on final pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. We were going to ask the court for another final pretrial. We could have something maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Mr. Gaitan has been capious since June 21st. I believe he was in custody in Bexar County. We're working with the state to try to come to some sort of agreement. I just need to see if he had some sort of detainer while he was there for this case, and maybe we can work it out. But we're still negotiating, Your Honor, so we'll need a little bit of time for that.
You said 2 weeks?
2 weeks, Your Honor, should be sufficient. We could have more, that'd be better, but we should be able to get something to the court in 2 weeks, I believe.
What do we have, kind of late December, Mr. Perez?
December 20th at 1:30.
There you go. That works. At 1:30?
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you back in court on the 20th, Mr. Gaetan.
All right, sir.
All right, take care.
Order 406, Juan Manuel Velasco. Juan Manuel Velasco Jr., 406.
Two cases. The court calls 2018 CRO 977D4 and 2019 CRO 297D4. State of Texas versus Juan Manuel Velasco Jr.
Omar Salinas for Mr. Velasco, Your Honor.
And who's here for this? Mr. Thompson?
Yes, Your Honor, this should be Mr. Thompson's case. And there was an offer that was conveyed, which Mr. Velasco has accepted, Your Honor.
Okay, there you are.
Sorry, Your Honor.
So we just called the case against Juan Manuel Velasco, and the defense has indicated that they've accepted your plea offer. So how much time do we need to set the paperwork?
No, Your Honor, this is a motion to revoke, so we
I'm sorry.
can get it done today, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed.
In exchange for adding or modifying the conditions to include the intermediate sanctioned facility, both tracks, the substance and the cognitive, and for zero tolerance to be added to probation, the state is going to withdraw the motion to revoke.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
On both cases, Your Honor.
Okay, I know the 111th does this differently. Do we need to have them plead true to any conditions, or is just put it on the record?
We don't normally plea them if they're going to be sent
Okay.
off.
Okay. All right, Mr. Velasco, did you understand the announcement that your attorney made?
The agreement that we made,
Yes.
is there for ISF?
Yeah, you're going to be sent to, was it an intermediate?
Yes, Your Honor. Intermediate sanctioned facility or ISF.
Safety. You have any questions, Mr. Velasco?
Just how long will it take to go there? Is it been a while?
Well, I know at a minimum, you're going to have to be there 2 weeks. And then it's whenever a bed becomes available. Am I correct on that, Mr. Thompson?
I believe so, Your Honor.
So I can't give you a definite time, but you do have to be incarcerated for at least 2 weeks before they'll send you there.
All right.
All right. So, but I mean, you have an agreement you made with the state, so they're going to withdraw the motion to revoke while you're agreeing to go to this treatment center. Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, good luck, Mr. Velasco.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You're excused. So are the attorneys.
Your Honor, Osvaldo Alberto Trevino, 49.
The court calls 2021 CRM 703D1, State of Texas versus Alberto Trevino, or it's Osvaldo Alberto Trevino. Mr. Trevino, do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Del Barrio, are you here? Any word from Mr. Del Barrio? Lisa, did you get anything, any messages from Mr. Del Barrio?
No, Your Honor, I've not received anything from him.
Mr. Trevino, when was the last time you talked to Mr. Del Barrio?
Your Honor, on the last, I haven't really even talked to him. I don't even know who he is. I was incarcerated last year around this time too. I sent him a letter every day, every week, and I had my parents get in contact with him, and he really ignored their calls. When I was in the recent courts, he kept saying that he wasn't getting in touch with me, and he never got in touch with me. Recently, I had my parents call him, and his secretary was saying that he had so many cases that he wasn't probably going to show up.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Judge Valerie Villarreal with pretrial. Your Honor, I just spoke to Mr. Del Barrio. He was under the impression this case was going to be reset.
If it was going to be reset to the next, it was going to be out today. And Judge Lopez reset it, and they reset it to the 7th because he was arrested for a new case.
Is that you, Mr. Del Barrio, on the phone?
I can log in if they want me to. I can log in real quick.
You're on speaker, Mr. Del Barrio. They're listening.
No, that's fine right now. I can hear you fine. So can your client. So did Judge Lopez reset this for the 7th?
Yes, Your Honor. We had court last week and they reset it because he got an in custody. He was going to have, I guess since he was in custody, I didn't know he was in custody because the case that I represented him on was, I guess he had been present. And then we found out he was in custody. So they were reset it. Originally they said, okay, for the 22nd. I was like, well, I may not be available because I was going to be out of town. So the judge, I said they would set it for the next setting because my case was not the case that was holding him in. It was probably another case, is my understanding, because he had picked up a new case according to what the court said. So I want to say it was on the 7th, Your Honor, but I don't recall. It was going to just be the next in custody docket.
Yes, Your Honor, the next in custody docket is December 7th with Judge Palomo. It's at 8:30 a.m.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one that the court was going to put me on. So I apologize. I was unaware that I was set today. So because that was what we had. The court had ordered. I believe last Friday, Your Honor.
All right, hold on a second. Let me see. No, it's not on my calendar. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, Mr. Trevino, did you hear that from your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be back shortly on the 7th with Judge Palomo.
And the issue, Your Honor, I believe is I don't think he's being held on the case that I was representing him out of the 49th. I believe, and I may be wrong, it's a brand new case. I guess Mr. Trevino could probably say that, I mean, without telling us exactly any details, just if there's a new issue, or I don't know if the court knows if there's just a new reason why he's been withheld or being held, sorry.
Your Honor, if I may, to clarify, Mr. Trevino is in custody on a parole violation.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, the charges right now, I mean, I don't want to say they're minor, but it's a state jail felony and 2 Class Bs.
Correct. And that's why the judge was like, well, we'll see him Monday. And I was like, man, I don't know if I can be available on Monday. So the judge was like, okay, we'll get him on the next thing. And that's when I think the judge was under the impression originally that he was in custody because of this case. But then I told him that he had been out, and that's why he was like, okay, then we'll just move it to the 7th.
Okay, well, we're going to set it for the 7th, and you'll be present, right?
Yes, on the 7th, there will be no issue on that day.
Okay, all right, Mr. Trevino. There's some, I guess, a little bit of a mix-up here, but you'll be back soon on the 7th of December at what time?
8:30, I believe.
8:30?
With Judge Palomo, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be present on that day, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Del Barrio. All right,
Your Honor, sorry about that.
no problem. All right, Mr. Trevino, we'll see you back in court then. Good luck, sir. Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Your Honor, I see that's all the cases I have this afternoon. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Have a good week.
On the third floor, 49, Juan Alberto Suazua.
The court calls 2020 CRD 1281 D1, State of Texas versus Juan Alberto Suazua. Mr. Suazua, do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Your Honor, we've reached a tentative agreement. I believe my client will be willing to take it. Because the agreement is probation, we'd like to set it for tomorrow afternoon as well. I don't know if I can get it done on time, but if we're not, then we can just reset it for the following week for a replay.
Okay. Is that me or you?
That's me. I've got my cell phone ringing, my regular phone ringing, and
so tomorrow, tomorrow's setting is at 2 p.m. 123 at 23rd of November.
If Mr. Trevino can get me that plea packet in the morning,
that's my intention.
I can have it signed PDF, and we can get it done tomorrow.
That's my intention, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you catch all that, Mr. Suazua? at least on this case, apparently there's an offer for probation, so if this is all you have pending, there's a chance you might get out tomorrow.
Right, thank you, sir.
All right, we'll see you here tomorrow then at 2 p.m.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Trevino.
God bless you.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Right, Your Honor, we got Juan Gabriel Alvarez Navarro, 406.
Four 6. Here we go. The court calls 2020 CRJ 589D4, the state of Texas versus Juan Gabriel Alvarez Navarro.
Omar Salinas, standing in for Mr. Cantu for Mr. Alvarez Navarro, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ramirez, is this your case? All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Eduardo Ramirez for the state.
Motion to revoke, final hearing.
Yes, Your Honor, there is an agreement. May I proceed?
You may proceed.
The state has conveyed an offer to modify down the sentence from 2 years to serve to 1 year to serve with credit and under 1244, Your Honor, in exchange for pleading true to the conditions 11, 20, and 21. And Mr. Alvarez Navarro has agreed to that.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Navarro.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your attorney's telling me that you have an agreement. Did you hear the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, I say, I heard 1 year, right, sentence.
Yeah, and you're going to be, they're asking that I sentence you to allow you to sentence it as a misdemeanor. So that means that you can sentence, your sentence will be carried out here in Webb County, the Webb County Jail. So I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Yes, Your Honor, but I didn't hear the time credit that I have right now. What was it? How much time credit I have on those cases?
Mr. Cantu made a note here that he has about 381 days, Your Honor.
Oh, shoot. So, I mean, is it basically going to cover? Yeah, I mean.
Yes, Your Honor, most likely it will cover.
So is this is only pending charge?
I believe he has a case in County Court 1 that he's going to have to deal with on his there, Your Honor.
Still got 2 misdemeanors, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like you've got 381 days credit. So if I go along with the agreement, this case will, for all practical purposes, will be done if we go through this. Okay.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay. So let's get you sworn in. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Esmeralda, your magic. All right, I'll swear. There you're on mute, Esmeralda.
I am so sorry. I read the whole. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Yes, I see.
All right, thank you, Mr. Navarro. You can put your hand down. So we're here on a final hearing for your motion to revoke. And your attorney and you and the prosecutor have indicated to me that there's an agreement. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So the petition that the state filed said that you violated the following conditions, number 11, 20, and 21. As to those allegations, how do you plead, true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Okay, and you pleading true freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
No one's forcing you to plead true.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, based on your testimony, then the court finds that you have violated the indicated conditions, 11, 20, and 21. And the court is going to go along with the agreement that you have with the state and sentence you to serve 1 year. That year will be, or the sentence will be 1244, which means that I'm going to sentence you as if it were a misdemeanor, and you will be given time for credit for time served. which is what I'm being told is 381 days. So for all practical purposes, then you've done your time in relation to this motion to revoke, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck with the other cases, Mr. Navarro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good
Take
luck.
care. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We're almost done. For both dockets.
On the third floor, 49, Juventino Cervantes, 49, also legal interpreter.
The court calls 2021 CRD 562 D1, the state of Texas versus Juventino Cervantes.
Estamos aquí en el, is that number 1 on the page 1, Your Honor?
No, it's number on page 2. There's another Juventino. That's another Juventino.
Estamos en el caso 2021 CRD 562D1.
And
Mr. Trevino, is this your case?
yes, Your Honor, this is my case. Mr. Cervantes was being held because there was a motion for competency. The competency exam came back as he is competent to stand trial. So I've started negotiations with the state. I had an offer. I believe he's going to accept it. We just have to go through the details, Your Honor, because there's another case pending as well. We're trying to wrap everything up. So we could have a plea status, date for a plea status on this. I think we should be able to get this taken care of.
Like
It's
next
a time
month?
to serve. It's a time to serve offer, Your Honor.
Next month or January?
Next month should be fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I think December 20th, was that the Lisa on
Yes, Your Honor.
December 20th at 1:30?
Yes.
Bien, estábamos de parte de su abogado, el señor Cervantes, solo estábamos esperando que si él estaba capaz y competente para seguir adelante, después de que se hizo el asesoramiento, sí llegó que él sí podía seguir a juicio, entonces el procurador nos dio una oferta, ahora solo necesitamos más tiempo para ver si será aceptada. Si nos pueden dar la siguiente fecha para un asesoramiento de un convenio declaratorio, su siguiente fecha será el siguiente mes, el 20 de diciembre. Would that be at 9 a.m., Your Honor?
It was at 1:30.
Será el 20 de diciembre a la 1:30.
Okay, so we'll see you back then next month. Good luck, Mr. Cervantes.
Muy bien, nos vemos el siguiente mes. Buena suerte, señor Cervantes.
Fernando León Torres, 406. Fernando León Torres. Can you see interpreter?
The court calls 2021 CRO 1290 D4, the state of Texas versus Fernando León Torres.
Estamos en el caso 2021 CRO 1290D4 de Fernando León Torres.
Omar Salinas for Mr. Torres, Your Honor. I believe our office was appointed.
Omar Salinas, en representación del señor Torres. Nuestra oficina fue nombrada en este caso.
Good afternoon, Mr. Torres.
Buenas tardes, señor Torres.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
I'm going to ask your attorney if he has an announcement for you in this case.
Le voy a hacer una pregunta a su abogado si él tiene algún anuncio en este caso.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
At this time, Mr. Torres pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our court dates, Your Honor.
En este momento mi cliente se declara no culpable. Estamos renunciando a la lectura de la acusación formal y si nos pueden dar las fechas para establecer el cronograma del caso.
Formal set for January 5th at 2 p.m.
Su siguiente cita será el 5 de enero a las 2 de la tarde.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Good luck,
Gracias,
Mr.
señor.
Torres. Buena suerte, señor Torres.
Your Honor, Topo Reyes at the jail. I was advised by Alma earlier, 49th, on two defendants to be removed, Jason Duncan and another one I believe was a Juventino.
Wait, hold on a second. Juventino Almandares,
Yes, Your Honor.
and who is the other one?
Jason Duncan.
Okay,
Judge, Mr. Duncan is not on today's docket. He was actually from Friday's docket and the judge was going to reset him to tomorrow. But Alma just left me a message. I think they were trying to reset him for today and that might be why he has him.
yeah, no, I talked to Judge Lopez about that, but yeah, I think they want to hear what's happening with the extradition as well.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Juan Garcia for Mr. Duncan.
Yes, Mr. Garcia, the extradition was not set for today. I do know that I guess the judge is waiting to hear back from the prosecutors regarding the status of the extradition documents. For Mr. Duncan, you were set for.
And Your Honor, actually, we're the ones, the public defenders filed the writ of habeas for the extradition. We're representing him on the writ. Mr. Garcia is representing him in his local cases.
Right.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not, Lisa, he's not being brought out. I think the judge wanted to take them up together though tomorrow.
Yes, that's what I thought.
So Mr. Garcia, yeah, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow. And you too, Mr. Trevino.
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay,
Your Honor, this is Rogelio Soto for the state. I'm standing in for Julia Rubio on this case. Judge, just so I can relay the message, tomorrow he's set for an extradition then, Mr. Duncan?
That is correct.
extradition, and I think we're setting these cases as well, so both defense attorneys need to be ready to go.
Yes, we filed a writ. Julia knows about it. I've been texting with her. Ms. Rubio knows.
Okay, well, I know the judge was waiting to hear back as to whether or not there was an agreement to bring them back from Wisconsin. How that was gonna be handled. I mean, I'm just telling you because when I was going over the docket, I knew there was an extradition out there, and so I brought it up with Judge Lopez, and he said he was gonna hear both.
And as for the time for tomorrow, Your Honor, if we could have that, please.
I believe 2:00. Is that correct, Lisa?
Yes, Judge, at 2 o'clock.
2 p.m.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you.
All right, guys.
And then, Your Honor, I believe there was another case, Juventino Almendares, that was going to be passed, if I heard correct.
Wait, hold on.
It's reset. He's waiting bed at Vernon's at the state hospital.
Yes, sir, that's what I have. I'm waiting for a bed at the state hospital. It's reset to January 21st at 9 a.m. for a status hearing.
Thank you.
Okay, there's one case left on the 49th, so, and then there's only a couple, I think, left on the 406.
Your Honor, that's all I have. Maybe excuse?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Soto.
Thank you, Judge.
We have 2 cases left, 1 and 1. So who's next?
Your Honor, it's Mariana Gallardo Esparza, 49.
Good afternoon, Ms. Esparza.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, so let me call the case. The court calls 2020 CRM 84D1, State of Texas versus Mariana Gallardo Esparza. And we're here on an evidence exchange.
Your Honor, I've been in contact with the state and also with Ms. Esparza. I believe we've come to an agreement. I have to pass it on to my client, but I believe she'll accept it. It's going to be a time served offer. So and we can probably plead her out tomorrow afternoon as well. So I'm going to be going to the jail tomorrow morning and getting a bunch of pleas signed before court. But I believe that she will find it, after having consulted with her before, I think she will be in agreement with this agreement.
Okay. So, Ms. Esparza, apparently the district attorney's office has conveyed a new offer. Your attorney seems confident that you'll accept it. So we're going to reset your case for tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. You'll be back here. Mr. Trevino is going to visit you in the morning with the new offer, okay? All right, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, sir.
All right. And I think that does it for the 49th, Lisa?
Yes, Judge.
Who's the last name? I'm sorry, Corporal Reyes. Again, I believe we're done unless I missed somebody.
No, I think the 49th is done. Now,
That's all the in custody that I had, Your Honor. I was just,
did we do Jose Angel Rosas?
Rosas is in federal custody, Your Honor. I believe we're pending a writ on him.
Oh, okay. I forgot to scratch him off when we talked about him earlier. Yeah. All right, I think that does it for everyone. Am I missing? Are we missing anyone? No? And the 341st is already done. I have the plea package ready to go.
I believe pre-trial is inquiring on Irvin Diaz and Francisco Javier Salinas. We're just pending writs as well.
Right, there were three cases that were pending writs. I don't remember the names, but that Angel Rosas was one of them.
I believe that's it, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Your Honor, I have something not on the docket. Just had a question for you.
Sure.
Are you gonna be around this afternoon, because we may have an agreed motion for PR at the magistrate level for one of the guys in the jail. I'm just trying to work it out with the state. He's gonna have surgery. He needs to have surgery immediately, and so the jail sent a letter, and I'm just trying to get with one of the DAs to agree to.
Well, yeah, I mean, email it to me. I'll be here for a while. And even if I'm not here, if you email it to me, I can still sign it.
Yes, sure.
On my phone. So, and you have my number. You know, if you don't hear from me, don't hesitate to call me.
All right, thank you.
Is Mr. Rodriguez still on?
Yes. Well, he was. No, I think he just signed off.
Joaquin? Yeah. I was gonna send him a picture. I was wearing a bow tie on Friday. So I was stealing his thunder. Never mind. Anyways, all right, everyone. If I don't see you all, have a happy, safe Thanksgiving. And thank you. Thank you, Esmeralda.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
All right. Bye. Hey, Valerie. Valerie, are you working this weekend?
No,
Who's working with me this weekend?
I'm not sure if it's Jennifer or Isela, Judge.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell them I want their A game.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
It'll be Jennifer, Your Honor.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Oh, well.
She's hearing you.
Just kidding, Jennifer.
No, note that she rolled her eyes.
You know, you're my second favorite.
Just want to say to everyone, thank you for your patience. I'm still here learning, so.
No worries. No worries, Esmeralda.
Thank you. Yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye, happy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye. Yes.
All right. Bye, everyone. I'm
Bye.
out of here.